Hi. So I have the Akashic Records open, and I just recorded that video about this desire to serve, and I didn't close the records after I was done with the video. I still have them open. And after I finished the video, I was thinking about it. I was writing something down, trying to understand the essence of what they were saying. And I wrote down, your desire to serve is beautiful and valid. And I stopped and I was like, oh, it should be, it's like, did you guys mean beautiful, necessary, and valid? And they said, no, just beautiful and valid. Your desire to serve is beautiful and valid. It is not necessary. And I was like, what? Like, oh my God, what did you guys just say? What did you just say? It's not necessary. A desire to serve is not necessary. Us wanting to improve the world, to do good, to do our best, to help the collective, the world, isn't necessary. And they're saying, no, it's not necessary. You don't have to serve if you don't want to. No one's making you serve. It's it's service. It's not forced labor. It's not coercion. It's service. Service is implies a want, an inner motivation, a desire to serve. And if it's real service, no one's making you do it. They're saying we, the universe, whoever it is that, speaks to us through the Akashic Records, the masters, teachers, and loved ones, they're like, no one's asking you to serve. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And, as a human, Mina is a little bit defiant about that. It's like, you don't want me to help? You don't need me to help? My work isn't necessary? What? Of course my work is necessary. All of these motivational coaches and speakers are always saying, we need your work. We need your work. Your work is important. We need you. We need you to do what you came here to do. We need you to do your good work. How can it possibly be unnecessary? Of course my work is necessary. Of course my service is necessary. How dare you say that? And they're like, yeah, we hear you, but it's not necessary. They're saying it's important, it's beautiful, it's valid, and of course it contributes deeply if you choose to do it, but we're not making you do it. No one is making you do it. It's your choice. And if you choose not to do it, that's okay. You not serving is just as valid as you serving. You not doing anything is just as valid as you doing something, right? And, they're showing me they're saying different things all at once. And it's just a new way to look at what is service. How do we define service? If I think it's showing me that my definition of service is limited. My idea of good work is limited in my own context. I'm only serving when I'm sharing Akashic perspective. I'm only serving when I'm creating these videos and doing readings for people and doing moon circles. And when I'm not doing those things, I'm not serving. And so, of course, my work is necessary. It's so important, right? LOL. But, but yeah, like my human self is like, it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. But they're saying, even when you're not serving, you are serving. You existing as a service to the world. And it's like broaden your idea of what constitutes service. Service isn't just productivity. It's not just creating content. It's not just doing your work, whatever that limited definition of work is. Service isn't work and productivity. Service is you. You are serving all the time. And so that is one way to look at it. One thing that they're showing me is you are serving all the time, whether you realize it or not. No matter what you're doing, you are being of service. And another way to look at it is, okay, so if we do only define service as like productive work, like the way that we think of our like work and soul purpose, kind of like work and service and contribution, if we think of it in that way, they're saying even that isn't necessary. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. That desire to serve, your service is beautiful and valid, but it's not necessary. And what that means is, if you did not do your work, if you did not go to like all the effort of doing your service, while it is beautiful and valid, the world would keep turning even if you didn't do it. This is such a great mission. And again, it goes back to this idea that you're part of a lineage, right? That's what they were saying in that first part of this transmission, that it's like your work is spread out across billions of years and across billions of souls. So if you don't do it, it's okay. Like if you don't do it, it's not necessary. The mission will carry on. It's greater than just one of us. It is the destiny of the global evolution to continue on. It's slow. It's slow. And if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. It's not necessary. And again, that's not to discourage or insult us, saying that your work is not. And that's, this is interesting. They're not saying that your work, your service, isn't making a difference. And they're not saying it's not making a positive impact. Of course, when you choose to do your service, it of course is making a difference and having a positive impact and furthering the global mission, right? This collective evolution, the evolution of the earth. Absolutely no doubt about that. But you don't have to do it. That's all they're saying. They're saying it's not necessary for you to do it. This mission, because the burden is actually spread out across so many people and across such a long expanse of time, if you, one point on this long line, doesn't do your part, if you choose not to do your service, we're saying all of that very loosely. If you choose not to do your service, the whole flow of evolution will carry on. The flow of life will carry on, even if you choose not to do it. So it's not necessary to do it. You're not required or obligated to do anything. But if you do, you can also rest assured that it is making a difference. It is contributing. It is furthering the flow of life and evolution and the destiny of this collective. But it's also just remembering that humility, that my contribution, my best effort, my lifelong work is a very small drop in this river of life, in this flow of life. It's a small, small drop, but it is a drop a valuable drop nonetheless. So, I hope that makes sense. That was like, oh, I enjoyed them challenging my perspective like that. That was really like pushing my perspective for sure. And I hope that that made sense. And I'd love to know what you think about this part two. I love that they like took more time to clarify what they mean, and like that discernment between what is necessary and what is valuable. You know, it's just because it's not necessary doesn't mean it's not valuable. It's absolutely valuable. Lovely. Thank you so much for listening. And again, I'd love to know what you think. What are your thoughts about this? How do you feel about this? Does this make sense to you? Does it resonate? Or do you have a different way of looking at this? I'd love to hear your perspective. Feel free to connect with me. You can comment or send me a message through my website. It's minaruchi.com. Lovely. Thank you so much. Wishing you well until next time. Namaste.